Hi, welcome to my modified stretching routine for the legs and lower extremities. We are using an exercise ball and a chair. We are going to be doing some gentle stretches sitting for the legs and hips, and then some gentle stretches standing. So go ahead and grab your ball and a chair and let's get started. So we're going to start with a hamstring stretch. So you're going to extend one leg out in front of you, place the heel on the ground, sit up tall, the other foot is planted on the ground, the other leg is bent. So I'm sitting up tall. It's important to remember to keep the low back in a neutral position, and when we bend forward, we're actually bending at the hips, or we're hinging at the hips. So you're not getting any roundness in the back here. A lot of times we don't have to go very far to feel that stretch in the back of the thigh. So we're gonna go ahead and hold that. Make sure you're breathing through the stretch. I just have the ball here for a little bit of added support. Come on out of that stretch, sit up tall. Bend and straighten that knee, sit up tall and hinge forward. We're gonna do that again. Deep breath in and out. You might not really need the ball. You can just place your other hand on your hip for this one. You can also lean into the ball for a little bit more support with both hands if you want. Just make sure you're keeping your back straight. Focusing on that hamstring. Okay, let's go ahead and switch sides. Sit up tall. So now my other leg is in front of me. It doesn't matter which side the ball is on. Go ahead and sit on up and hinge forward. Come on out of that stretch. We're going to switch legs again. I'm going to place my leg on my other leg in that figure 4 position, like this. My ball is in front of me, and I'm going to lean forward into the ball a little bit, getting this outer hip, piriformis stretch. So if you're really a little bit more flexible, you can roll the ball forward a little bit more. If you need a little bit of support from the ball, you can do that and place your knee and hip on the ball and just try to lean forward a little bit. So you gotta kind of see what works for you. Stretch, and then go ahead and go into it one more time. We're going to switch legs. So again, it looks like this from the front. A lot of times one side is tighter than the other. So you might feel a little more restrictions, you might be able to go a little further or need a little bit more support. So this is basically using your body and gravity. So instead of, on your back doing like the Piriformis Stretch, it's kind of nice to have a little bit more support. You might see this on a table or a bed if someone's positioning their leg on there, and then, they can use their body weight to get that stretch a little easier. Come out of that. And go ahead and do that one more time. Okay, come on out of that. All right, so next we are going to do a calf stretch. So I'm just using the ball in the chair so I can just lean up my belly up next to it, get a little bit of support there. The idea is keeping this back heel down, getting that stretch in the back of my leg, my lower leg, the calf muscle. Gastrocnemius. You might have seen this against the wall, something like this. But since we had the ball in the chair here, I guess it gives us a little bit more support. We can just kind of relax on the ball a bit while we're stretching that calf. Great. Come out of that stretch. Belly up to the ball again. Lunge forward, lean into it. Go until your heel wants to pop off the ground like that. Let's go ahead and switch legs. We're holding stretches for approximately 30 seconds is our goal. Nice prolonged stretch to get that tissue change. There. Go into the stretch again. Okay, come on out of that stretch. Okay, so this next one is to get the quad, the front of the thigh, and the hip flexor. So again, some people have trouble just doing the traditional standing one like this or on their stomach. So if you can safely, you might need another chair. Balance is an issue, but get your foot up on the chair behind you. And then just using the ball or again another chair for balance and safety. I'm bending that front leg, so I'm dipping down until I feel a stretch in the front of my thigh for my quad, and then I'm gonna stand up tall, kind of tilt my hips forward or press my hips forward. I'm gonna get a hip flexor stretch. So for the ball, again, I'm just kind of using it to hold on to. If you're someone who just really struggles with balance, get another chair, something else sturdier than the ball. So this is what it looks like without the ball. Your knee, dip down a little further so you can see we're extending at the hip, we're bending the knee, which stretches the quadriceps, and then the extension at the hip is what's stretching the hip flexors. Come out of that to straighten up that standing leg, dip on down, so you bend that front knee, bending the knee that's on the chair too at the same time. Now, if you get a little closer, you can bend that knee a little bit more, lunge forward a little bit more, you get that hip flexor a little bit more. You can even sort of do something like this. If you're really tight, you might still get a stretch. All right, come on out of there. We have to switch sides. I would say ideally you want to stand up as tall as you can, and you want to press that hip forward, like a posterior pelvic tilt. It's going to get more of a stretch in that front of the hip. Come out of that, and let's do that one more time. All right, thanks for joining me for our stretching routine.